So does the sinner burn in a lake of fire forever?
First of all, the word sin is political. It's religious political in nature. And therefore, when you say, previously we said that the consciousness is not affected by any of these elements. It is eternal by itself. When you say the sinner, which of them are you accusing? Are you accusing the pure consciousness you are? Or the limited life the ghost or the personality came to live and now is now a ghost? You see? Now, that is useless. It's just information. It's like a file, information file on your laptop. The actual consciousness, that is who you really are, is eternal. One of the biggest problems facing religion is that which we have projected to be God is our own divine heritage. And we have managed to separate it out of us. And we have given it a mandate to control us.
Rule over us. Okay.
That is the point, you see. So instead of the purpose of humanity is to reach or to rise to their true nature, religion is projecting the concept that the purpose of humanity is to worship him. Whoever it is, we don't know. You see. So that is it. The sinner, it only exists. It only means something to religious people. Sinning and something we call sin, it had its own agenda. It has outlived its purpose. It's like a little child learning to walk who needed a baby walker. You are 5 years old, 7 years old, and you are still living in the baby walker. It's off, right? It is off. Humanity is old now. We have reached this age of information and enlightenment. We are past that age of fear, where we use fear to get people in line. Now we need understanding. People don't need to be, we don't need to get people in line like that. The world has reached a point where we need understanding. This is why anytime any world reaches the point where universal communication is created, that in this case the internet, this is where it's an indication to the universe that that planet or that world is ready for enlightenment.
Okay.
Because now information that used to be hidden, you would have to travel so many years to go and receive, is just put on for you to access. Anyone with deep spiritual knowledge can access all the knowledge they need on the internet. So this is the time. Therefore, at this moment, if you are projecting the doctrine of fear, it's never going to work. And this is why religion is failing. Okay? It's not like people, the world has gotten to a point where people are just tired of religion. No. The soul, the consciousness knows. We all know that where we have reached, we don't need this. The same way now, back in the day where we used to count with rocks, in the age of computers, nobody needs to tell you. If you are counting with rocks now, people will look at you funny. You understand? People will look at you funny because the world has come so far now. Religious people don't understand that the way physically the world has progressed. At point in time where we used to ride on horses and donkeys, now we have electric trains and jet engines. Okay? People don't understand that spiritually the world too has evolved. Okay? People don't understand that it is the same. Right now, we don't walk from here and cross hundreds of miles on foot. You need vehicles for that. We are creating machines and new technologies to do things easy. And therefore, certain things that probably it will take you so many years of hardship, learning under a master to attain. Now, it is easy. Okay? It is easy. But it seems as though because dictatorship is addictive, power is addictive. So if you have been in power for thousands of years, you will also try to find a way to maintain your authority. But it's really a sinking ship. Souls don't burn forever. You can't burn forever. It is never true, because the truth of the matter is we are eternal. And if we are all eternal, and the one who claims to be judging us is also eternal, who is he to judge the eternity of another? We are all eternal. Unless there is an eternity that is bigger than another eternity.
Of course, the one that created the eternal.
Eternity is eternity.
Oh, okay.
Eternity is eternity. You see, the dream of every teacher is to do what? Is to see their student greater than them. Is to one day see their student in a position that is, then they can see they are proud. The dream of every parent is for the child to become better, richer, more influential than him or her, the parent. So this concept of life, it does not make sense if the being that created us is also jealous of us and doesn't want us to attain the same level of consciousness, which was the purpose of our creation, to be like our creator. And you cannot learn without mistakes. Therefore, this completely debunks the concept of sin. This is why coming out of your body, there's that clarity. Nobody will teach you that it is wrong, because you now see the vibration of what it does and how it affects things around you.
So, what happens to the wrongdoers then? What happens to those that wrong others?
As I said, it is, for instance, a lot of the problems from the perspective of the consciousness, the soul doesn't experience anger, fear, depression, stress, and everything. Okay, you can watch a movie and it's very sad and you can even shed tears. You know it's fiction, but you shed tears. Okay, you know it's fiction. When the movie ends, it ends. You go about and eat your favorite food. Okay, you don't even remember the movie anymore. Therefore, when a soul experiences a life process, realizes that, okay, I experienced it, I took this amount of decisions, and this is how it became. Okay, now I'm going to take the opposite life experiences, and experience it from this other perspective. All these things does not affect the soul. It's just one interesting life experiences. People who don't understand this mechanism think that you did this to me, so another being somewhere will judge you and force you to come into another incarnation to live the opposite. So if you harm someone, someone will have to harm you. Okay, then you finally understand the error of your ways. No, it is the soul that is trying to do all of that.
What you are saying, this means it's actually disproves the law of karma.
The law of karma, the way we think it is an error. When we say karma, we mean the action, the effects of our actions. Okay. For instance, if you buy a new machine, the more you use it, the more it wears out, the more its strength and everything comes down. You buy a new car, the more you drive it, the more its quality goes down. This is what we know as karma. You see, the more you are, if you are manufacturing a table, by the time you are done, you are going to create a lot of waste.
Cause and effect.
So your life, even breathing, everything is creating waste. It's creating karma. Okay? The food you are eating and the vegetables and the animals you are consuming, someone can define it as murder. You are murdering the animals. Okay? You get it? Yes. That is it. But others will not understand that the purpose of the grade of a chicken, the birds, the chicken, the purpose of their existence is to nourish humans. Okay? The fact that you are supposed to take or consume chicken doesn't mean you have to be inhumane or treat chicken as inhumane or cruel. Do you understand this? So That is what it is. When we say karma, it's cause and effect, and it is a law in nature. Okay, it is cause and effect. Everything that happens generates an effect. Period. The difference is that if you're out of your body, the effect is almost instantaneous. It is almost instantaneous. This is why those in occult circles, in the dream state, if you are a psychic impression or a psychic attack is directed towards you spiritually, and you have protection on you, and it bounces to the person, the effect is immediate. Someone can attack you at night. In the morning, the person can be crippled. Okay, but if I attacked you physically and you also hit me back, it may not render me crippled, but because it is happening astrally, the effect is almost instantaneous. Do you understand this? See, yes. So cause and effect is real. Karma is real, but it is a way of establishing checks and balances. Okay. For instance, if you leave it to humans will keep consuming things out of proportion. Okay. So this is a way for nature to establish balance. If you eat too much and then you develop stomach problem, this is your body telling you to slow down. It is not a being somewhere punishing you. Okay, so if we are consuming, we are doing certain things, and there is an effect directly. For instance, I protect myself. I use some ways to protect myself spiritually, right? And then you decide to harm me. The protective mechanism around me establish a direct effect. It is not a being that is punishing you.
Okay.
No, it is my responsibility to protect myself that did the work. Okay, so there's always a cause and an effect. It is the law of life. It rains, things in the earth will sprout. Its cause and effect is how nature works. Okay.
So it's got nothing to do with someone sinning and being punished.
No. Not at all. Because if I sin, let's talk about sin. If, let's say, I disappoint you, if I disappoint you, and then, let's say then it will be established that I have sinned. Who is to judge that me disappointing you was not your own effect, your own establishment of cause and effect? So if you as a person, if you are the type of person who takes advantage of people, and then for the first time you meet me and I disappoint you,
that means it's an effect of what.
So where is the sin? If you take it as cause and effect, it makes sense. But if you take it as a sin being punished, then it's an establishment of control.
Okay, this brings me to my last question for today. Can death be conquered?
It is not to be conquered. It is a transition. And it's not to be feared, as I said.
The Bible said there was a character in the Bible. Jesus, he was able to conquer death, right?
Who?
Jesus Christ, Yeshua. he conquered death. The Bible says it.
That, and I'm saying that death is not to be conquered. If you think it has to be conquered, then it means that it's a barrier to rise up against. See, let me tell you something. When something decays, there is such a thing as the energy of decay. If the life force that is carrying the life of a natural organism, a human, a plant or animal, if the life force is taken away, something else automatically takes over. Decay. So there is life and decay. One energy builds it, the other breaks it down. Okay, for instance, if you set this table on fire, the fire is doing one thing. It is breaking this wooden structure down. Okay, it's breaking its wooden structure down. Now, if I put something, a seed, into the earth knows what to do with it. the earth will read the seed and know that whether the seed has outlived its purpose, therefore then I have to break it down and turn it to nutrients for the soil, or no, it is about to begin its life, so I have to unwrap it and let it grow. You see, so when we are talking about conquering death, you can't conquer it. You can't conquer it. The same way, even Jesus told his disciples at some point that where he's going, you can't come there. Okay, they have to make a transition. Okay, people have a misconception about death, and those who know the mysteries are aware that most people don't know what death actually is. So they have used the lack of knowledge against the masses and use it to control them. If you don't want to die, then listen to our doctrine or our rules. But those who know the mysteries of death, you have to convince the ignorant masses to shun them. To prevent those who know the mysteries for teaching us, you call them demonic and occultic. Because I can prove to you and show you how to move out of your body. And then all for the first time, you will debunk everything that the scripture is telling you. So you have to convince the masses to see me as a devil, so that whatever I can teach you, you will reject it. This is the only way religion has to work. This is what it is. So when we say someone, even in the Old Testament, we say that Enoch too conquered death. Enoch did not die. This is being called Enoch. When we say these things, it's a transition. Okay? And actually, you don't need to transition into the spirit world through physical death. That is, allowing your physical body to decay. You see, just as you can leave your body at will, when there are other people who have developed their consciousness to a degree that when they leave their body and they are done with their destiny, they can sever the link permanently and not come back to the body. Those who are able to achieve it, we say they've conquered death. That's because
Either way, they die physically.
no. For instance, those who are capable can leave their body and consciously sever the ties with their physical body.
So they won't be able to come back.
The angel of death did not come for them. Let's say it like that. So they are just as dream happen to people unconsciously. They just fall asleep and then when they realize they've woken up. And other people can consciously leave the body. So do we have people who have to wait for their physical body to perish. And those who don't have to wait, they can leave and not return. So those who have the power and ability to leave the body and decide that I'm done with my life here, so I'm severing ties with the life. If you are supposed to live for 80 years and at 40, you complete your life mission and you decide that I'm leaving the body and start a new life, you have conquered death in that sense.
In that sense, nobody knows you conquered death. You are dead here physically. So all
As
we
I
know
said,
is
that yes, so that realization will be someone who knew exactly what happened.
Okay, I get it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. There are one instance, he's one of the main characters in these Muslim movements. Okay, I don't want to mention names. There are these Muslim sects. He lived his own life beyond 70. He had completed his mission. They were in a car moving. One of his sons, they stopped the car. Then he got out of the car with his prayer mat, laid it along the street, and then asked his son to come and pray for him. He sat there and he left. He was done.
Okay.
And he was ready to bless his son and move on. Then he left. He was not sick or anything, very active. He just stopped the car and said that now the son must pray for the father so that whatever the father wishes to give him, he will give him and go. This is what they call ascension. That's why ascension is the opposite of death. They say that when you ascend, you've conquered death.
Okay, so in this person's case, he knew his time was up. He knew he had to go.
Yes.
So he gave in.
His soul had developed to a degree. The soul found the body useless. You see, you can develop to a degree, and you feel as if right now, when you are put in a class full of daycare little kids, and you are learning the same thing these tiny little kids are learning, and you are supposed to learn it like it is your level of education, how would you feel? You are out of place. Yeah, so sometimes, so the soul develops to a degree, it finds its physical existence useless and it's wasting its time. It will leave. That's what they call ascension, to ascend.
Okay, so that means death is possible to conquer at some point with some people.
Yes, if you think death is some kind of obstacle, yes. But
To
it's
be
not.
conquered.
Then you can feel that, oh, then I have to conquer it. But only higher consciousness can you bypass the influence of death, that physical decay. If you don't embody higher consciousness, no matter who you are subjected to the verdict of the angel of death. Period. That is it.
Okay, this is going to be the end of our lesson or our discussion for today. I hope you all have gained some massive wisdom, some massive knowledge about life, about death, about where we dream, where do we go, and where we die, where do we go. We are going to continue this spiritual series another time, and thank you so much for coming, my zaddy. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and always remember that you are a true force to be reckoned with. You are a very beautiful personality. You are not just a drop in the ocean. You are the entire waves, the entire ocean in a drop. See you next time. Bye. Love you.